Welcome to Mystic Legends Unveiled, a captivating YouTube channel dedicated to exploring the enchanting world of myths, legends, and folklore from various cultures around the globe. Our mission is to bring these timeless stories to life, offering viewers a deeper understanding of the narratives that have shaped human history and imagination. If you're running out of time, you want the world's greatest storytellers to help rediscover the world's greatest stories? Check us out at youtube.com/Wiltor Podcast. The Curse of the Serpent Lover, a Naga folktale rooted in culture and myth. While the tale of the Curse of the Serpent Lover may seem mystical and fantastical, it is deeply rooted in the Naga people's spiritual beliefs and connection to the natural world. In the Naga culture, serpents are not just mythical creatures, but symbols of power, fertility, and protection. The idea of a curse cast by the Naga spirits is not far from the everyday fears and beliefs of a people who have long relied on their connection to nature for survival. However, the two often left unresolved are an important part of the history of the nations they came from. While the magic culture was created by Hebrews, the idea of a curse cast by the Naga spirits is deeply rooted in the Naga culture, protection to nature for survival. The story also reflects historical elements of a time when the Nagas lived in isolation, their culture and traditions forming the backbone of their identity. The tale serves as a reminder of the delicate balance between human desires and the laws of nature, a theme that remains relevant even today. And while the events of the story cannot be verified as historical fact, the emotions, beliefs, and values they convey are undeniably true to the Naga way of life, making the legend an essential part of their cultural heritage. Now let us start the story of the Curse of the Serpent Lover. In the remote, undulating hills of Nagaland, where the air is thick with the whispers of ancient spirits, there exists a tale passed down through generations. It is the story of Ayenla, a beautiful maiden, and Zunuo, a mysterious traveler whose true nature was hidden beneath the surface. Known as the Curse of the Serpent Lover, this tale blends cultural beliefs, nature worship, and the complexity of human emotions to reveal a timeless lesson that transcends generations. Subcategory 101 Within the World, 1950, The Search for Meaning Within Life. Lirazella, a land of beliefs and spirits. The Nagas, indigenous people of the northeastern hills of India, have a profound connection to nature and the spirit world. Their deep reverence for serpent deities, or Naga spirits, has been woven into the fabric of their culture for centuries. In Naga folklore, serpents are often seen as divine protectors and guardians of water sources, symbolizing both fertility and danger. These serpents, believed to inhabit rivers, forests, and sacred groves, were considered sacred beings with the power to bless or curse the land. They often possess the ability to remove the great hair. "I am sorry I ruined your feast," said. The village where Ayenla lived was one such place, where the people revered the serpent spirits and believed their survival was intricately tied to the balance of nature. The streams were the veins of the land, and the elders often told stories of serpents guarding the waters, keeping the village safe from natural calamities. Ayenla's love, a forbidden romance. Ayenla, a young woman of extraordinary beauty and grace, was the pride of her village. Her laughter echoed through the trees like the sound of rippling streams, and her presence was like the blooming of the rarest flower. Many suitors came to seek her hand in marriage, but Ayenla remained indifferent, her heart untouched by any of the young men. And at this point, John Glass almost feels like the mistake has been made for solitude by other powers. Ayenel, a young suitors came to seek her hand in marriage, but Ayenel came to find Franklin. One day, while fetching water from the village stream, Ayenla encountered a stranger who seemed to have emerged from the very heart of the forest. His name was Zunuo, a traveler who claimed to be passing through the region. His appearance was captivating. He had the mysterious allure of someone who had seen the world beyond the hills. His eyes held secrets, and his voice was as smooth as the flowing water. Unbeknownst to Unveiled, Zunuo was no ordinary man. He was a Naga spirit, a serpent deity who had taken human form to walk among mortals for a time. Zunuo's charm was irresistible, and Unveiled felt an immediate connection. The two began to meet in secret, drawn together by forces beyond their control. Their love grew, each encounter marked by the moonlight that bathed them in silver, casting shadows of mystery and enchantment. But in a land bound by spiritual traditions, the love between a mortal and a divine being was considered sacrilegious, and Unveiled found herself falling before her eyes. Unveiled tingled her fingers in the lather, spreading a light on her complexion so threateningly that she fled in a flame. The warning of the elder. As the days passed, word of Yenla's secret romance with Zumu spread. The elders of the village, who held the sacred knowledge of the gods, warned her that such a union could lead to disaster. They spoke of the ancient laws that govern the relationship between humans and spirits, laws that were not to be broken. Her crazy friend bet her. He said, "Bet me shoes." She said, "Bet me shoes." Laws that were not to be broken. One such elder, Ibalong, known for his wisdom and connection to the divine, summoned Ainla to the village square. He told her that the Naga spirits watched over the land and its people, but when the boundaries between humans and spirits were crossed, it brought about chaos. The elders believed that violating these sacred laws would anger the serpent deities, who could unleash a curse upon the land. Ainla said to guard his treasures on the land. He actually held one of the treasures here, so he wouldn't get into fights with the gods. It was not like Ainla to walk around rifle in hand as if it were her weapon. When the Naga spirits watched over the land and its people, they felt inculpable to follow its laws. That is not fair to the people. They want retribution. So I felt no choice. Ainla, however, dismissed the warnings, her heart bound to Zunuo in a love that seemed unbreakable. She believed their love could transcend any obstacle, even the divine forces that sought to tear them apart. Like me, the revelation and the curse. One night, during the full moon, Ainla followed Zunuo to the stream, where they often met. As they sat together, Zunuo revealed his true form to her. He transformed before her eyes, his body elongating and shimmering with scales of gold. Ainla watched in awe and fear as Zunuo, the man she loved, became a serpent of great beauty and power. As she sat there, imagining her throat slicing open, the vapor rushing from her body, she fell unconscious. Her brother, while she fell to the ground, heard the words of the spell he had used to rid the city of the evil spirits. Armed with an oath, he pleaded with her, graciously, in order her to let him sleep with her. In the second morning, she refused. She set a flame to her own. He confessed that he was a Naga spirit, sent to walk among mortals for a short time, but bound by divine laws that would soon force him to return to his serpent form forever. Devastated and overwhelmed by the truth, Ainla cried out, feeling a profound sense of betrayal. In that moment, the village elders' warnings came to life. The Naga spirits, angered by the breach of sacred law, cast a terrible curse upon the land. The curse decreed that no love born in this village would thrive, and the waters that had once flowed generously through the streams would begin to dry up. The waters began to dry up, and the walls never recovered, and the statues of the village would begin to dry up. The river that had once been the lifeblood of the village began to dwindle, its waters retreating day by day. The crops failed, and the village fell into an era of famine and suffering. Ainla, consumed by guilt and sorrow, wandered the barren land, mourning the loss of both her love and the village's prosperity. The drought and the disappearance. Sauvague la foire. As the years passed, the village became desolate. no crops would grow, and no love could bloom. The people spoke in hushed tones of the curse that had befallen them, blaming Ainla's forbidden love for the village's misfortune. The once vibrant stream where she and Zunuo had met dried up completely, leaving only a cracked and barren riverbed. "I'm thirsty," said Zunuo. "I'm thirsty," said Zunuo. "I'm thirsty," said Zunuo. In her grief, Ayenla could no longer bear to stay in the village. She disappeared into the forest, never to be seen again. Some say she became a spirit herself, wandering the hills in search of the lost waters and the love she had lost. Others believe that her cries can still be heard on moonlit nights, echoing through the hills, a mournful reminder of a love that defied both human and divine laws. Her husband Garamond are wandering the village. Some say he lingers, still hunting for the Lady of Kelphi and her sister, and returning with a priceless treasure, perhaps the reason why the village still lives. Some say she became a spirit herself, wandering the hills in search of the lost waters and the love she had lost. In her return, she brought home her husband to live with her in the palace by rendering her more open, more approachable, by way of mourning, for the lost ones she left behind. The legacy of the curse. Though the village was abandoned, the tale of the curse of the serpent lover lived on. It became a cautionary tale passed down through generations, warning of the consequences of defying the sacred laws of nature and the gods. The story was not just about love, but also about respect for the spiritual boundaries that governed life in the Naga culture. If you came across the serpent, your paths would be lined with arrows, pointing directly at you and directly at the arrows. In time, the people began to rebuild their lives, but the curse remained an integral part of their collective memory. Elders still tell the tale, reminding the younger generations of the delicate balance between humans and the divine forces that protect the land. The story of Ayenla and Zunuo is more than a mere myth. It is a reflection of the Naga people's deep connection to the natural world and the spiritual forces they believe govern it. The serpent, a symbol of both protection and destruction, represents the dual nature of the world, a world in which love, betrayal, and divine power intertwine. If you enjoy this type of content and would like to see more of it and support the channel, feel free to subscribe and turn on notifications. If you want to send a story of yours, please send it through email, ran@janksky@gmail.com. Please also state how you would like your name to be credited in a video.